to let love rule. Let love, we gotta let love, we've got to let love rule. Let love, we gotta let love, we've gotta let love rule. Love transcends all space and time, and love can make a little child smile. Yes, you will. Oh, can't you see? Can't you see? This won't go wrong. But we gotta be strong. We can't do it alone. We've gotta let love rule. Let love, we gotta let love, we've gotta let love rule. You gotta let love, we gotta let love, we gotta let love rule. Come on, Stephen. Gotta let love rule.
Pierre Gautreau and the Queen Street Band. Good morning. We're changing it up. We're changing it up. No more announcements off the top. Look who's happy. It is my pleasure to welcome you here to the Center for Spiritual Living this morning. My name is Jonathan Zenz. I'm the spiritual director here. For those of you who maybe are here for the first time, I want to say welcome to you and say thank you for joining us and bringing your consciousness to this space and awareness. I want to say welcome to everyone who's joining us online. If you're watching us for the first time, it's great to have you here. So we come here as a spiritual community every Sunday morning to know one thing and one thing only, and that is that love is who you are. And that's why we've got to let love rule, right?
Yeah.
That's right.
Yes. Love is the only creative power in the universe. It is the only power in the universe, and this is the basis upon which everything has been created, and it is what you and I are at the fundamental core of our beingness. And so let's celebrate that this morning. What do you say?
Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. Oh, I'm jazzed up. Can you tell?
It's because there's no announcements.
It's because there's no announcements. I'm going to do something a little bit differently today. Lena, there you are. So, so this is a practice that happens in other centers, and I want to start implementing this practice here. So what I'm going to do, Lena's going to send just little pieces of paper around, and if you have something that you are working on in your life that you want prayer over, treatment, spiritual mind treatment around, take a piece of paper, just write it out real quickly. You don't have to write a novel. Just write out what the issue is. We will collect those later in the service. We'll do prayer in the service over those, and I will also do my own spiritual mind treatment work outside of that. And then tomorrow, I'm going to do what James Mellon does with all of his. They all get put into the shredder, because once the work is done in mind, it's done. We shred it. It's over. How does that sound? Great. So Lena's going to pass this out. If you want to take one, please feel free to.
They won't be read aloud, though, right?
No, they're not going to be read aloud.
Okay, just so there's a moment of
No.
panic. It's like, what?
Basically,
Yes.
you're putting the energy of your requirement into the law of cause and effect on paper, and we're going to concretize it in form for you. That's what we're doing. You don't have to. If you feel like you'd like to, you may, but you don't have to put your name on it. All right, so I want to introduce today our practitioner of the day. We have 11 beautiful, brilliant practitioners at this center. We have...
on. You've skipped a step.
What's that?
We have an opening song.
Oh my
You're
gosh.
totally messed up.
I see, I move things around and then... I'm not going to introduce the practitioner of the day yet. We're going to sing a song.
Yes, we are. Yes.
You'll know this. If you feel like standing up and dancing, please do so.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Well, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine.
When?
Every day, 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 every day. Gonna let my little light shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Well, everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Everywhere I go, I'm gonna let it shine. Every day, 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 every day. Gonna let my little light shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Well, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Every day, 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 every day. Gonna let my little light shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Every day, 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 every day. Gonna let my little light shine.
Keychain.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Oh, this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Every day, 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 every day. Gonna let my little light shine.
Wow, how could I forget that? Now I'm going to introduce our practitioner of the day. As I was saying, we have 11 brilliant practitioners at this center, and I'm so grateful to the consciousness that they show up in their own lives with. That's really what being a practitioner is all about, is showing up in consciousness in your own life. This is a woman who definitely demonstrates this to the nth degree, and I'm grateful for what she has to offer today. So please help me welcome Judy Southern. Yeah.
Gotta move this back. Well, I'm so glad you got me revved up and didn't introduce me earlier before our song. Hello, everybody. And hello, everybody online. And hello, Günther, Werner in Germany, Guten Tag. And hello, Tony in Shanghai. Happy birthday. We have an international community. Isn't that wonderful? I've been coming here for 10 years in January. And I just love it here. And there's been a lot of changes in me, changes in the center, changes in my thinking. So I began taking courses, one here, one there. And then I took a few more courses, and then Jonathan arrived, and I took every course. And then I entered into practitioner studies. And even though I've done all that, it's still just a beginning. It's still a beginning. Oh man, I'm still evolving. We are all evolving. There's just so much to know and so much I don't know. And that's just setting you up for what I don't know here. I do know the spiritual truth in situations, but every now and again we get a little hiccup. We get a little a blind spot. And I had such a blind spot last week. I had an aha. I had actually a major paradigm shift in my thinking. And so I've been thinking about this all week. And I had this moment. We all have these moments. And the issue for me is, or was, the issue of, I hear James Mellon say it, I hear Jonathan Zenz say it, I hear Helen Vallot say it, I hear myself say it. It's the words, I am God. Oh man, I've got to tell you, I had a disconnect. I had a huge disconnect. I know it's true, I know it's the truth, but there was something inside me that wasn't very comfortable when I heard those words. So I'm being honest with you when I say that. And then I read the Science of Mind textbook daily. I read the daily readings, and I read the magazine as well. And I know that Ernest Holmes has said, if you're still reading this book 50 years from now, and he wrote this book about 80 years ago, if you're still reading this book 50 years from now, you've missed the point. So that was kind of comforting. But then I read on page 343, to be precise, because I remembered this, because I brought this up in class last Sunday, in Helen's class. He says, no man can be God. Oh, give me a break. Give me a break. Don't say that to me now when I'm kind of struggling with this. But I also know that he contradicts himself a lot of the times throughout the book. And I also know in his later writings, he addresses these contradictions. So that's also very comforting. So I brought this thought to class when Helen, she gave in her treatment, and she said the words, I am God, we are God, you are God. And I get that. It's the God energy. It's not what I grew up with. But somewhere in the storehouse of my memory, there's a belief. And so I got to deal with that. I got to understand that. And by the way, in this Helen's class, it's the basics class. There are 3 of us practitioners. We're revisiting these ideas because there's always something new to know, always new eyes to see things with, always, 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 always evolving. So I said to Helen, you know what? It just doesn't feel right for me. She said, well, what's the feeling? I don't know what the feeling is. It just doesn't feel right to me. I have no idea what the feeling is. Sometimes it's really hard to address the feeling and then to get to the belief behind the feeling. So then I thought about it, and I said, in the storehouse of my memory, I said, I feel like I'm being chastised when I say that. I just feel like I'm being told I'm wrong. I'm being chastised. I'm doing something wrong. I have no awareness of this feeling or this belief. I have no idea what goes, I guess I can kind of point out it's probably my upbringing. But I really had no awareness of this belief that was there, that I was doing something wrong when I say, I am God. It just didn't fit my consciousness at that time, even though I have the belief that that is the truth. Intellectually, I know it's true. In my mind, there was a disconnect in my subconscious mind. So feelings are important. There are emotional guidance system. They guide us. And it's really important to pay attention to our feelings. And, I've heard it said, and we read it, you have to feel it to heal it. Well, I'm feeling it, and I'm healing it. And I was feeling it all week, and I'm healing it. So Helen very wisely took me through the creative process tool. And if you haven't taken a class, or if you have taken a class, you know what we're talking about, the spirit, soul, and body, the cause, law, and effect, and all the other names that are for that, and showing the oneness of it all. So I won't go into too much detail. And she also showed me this life situation, and then at the very core, Thomas Troward's divine ideal. That made sense to me. I could see that there was something at my core that was perfect, that is perfect for all of us. We are God. We are that God essence. We are pure spirit. We are infinite intelligence. We are love. We are truth. We are all the attributes of God. Every single one of us is that. We are that. I am that. I can say it now. So there was a feeling of separation. So there was a disconnect. So the feeling is that of separation. I don't want separation. I want to be one. Yesterday was Global Oneness Day. internationally, I'm not sure where it was taking place, but Global Oneness Day, celebrating our oneness. And interestingly, all week, because I was dealing with this and I was thinking about it, it was in my consciousness, everything I was reading said, I am God. I am infinite. I am divine intelligence. Everything I was reading, whether it was Emmett Fox, Wayne Dyer's introduction to Dying to Be Me, Helen mentioned it last week, so now I'm reading the book, Ernest Holmes, it all points to that. And it is the truth. So there is a quote that came out of the Science of Mind magazine that got my attention, and it's Ernest Holmes' quote, but it was after the 80-year-old textbook, and it's this. We are recognizing the Supreme Spirit as the immediate spirit within us. We are recognizing God as the person which we are. In God, which is the only person there is. Recognizing God as the person which we are, in God, which is the only person there is. There is no other person. There is one self and one life. So I know the truth. I know I am God, and I can say this. And you are God, we are all God. We are the infinite. We are infinite intelligence. We are one. And so it reminds me, and I was thinking of this all week, there's a song that we sing, sometimes the chant, and the words go like this, and let's use it as our affirmation for today. If it resonates with you, say it with me a couple of times. I remember who I am, pure spirit. I remember who I am, pure spirit. I remember who I am, pure spirit. Peace. Peace.
Thank you, Judy. You have inspired me. More on that in a little bit. Thank you. We have a wonderful guest musician today. So before Judy does her treatment, I want to introduce our musician. If you've ever played the game Balderdash, this is the woman you have to thank for it. She is the co-creator of Balderdash. She's also a brilliant musician, and it turns out that we actually have connections because, come on up here. We have connections because she has attended Agape and later on then attended James Mellon's church.
Yeah.
Like, small world, isn't it? James Mellon. And so James Mellon was my mentor and where I got my training as a minister. Here to perform for us today is Laura Robinson.
Thank you very much. So lovely to be here.
Okay.
Just bring the chair a little closer. Oh, sorry. Didn't bring my pickup. Thank you. It's on my other guitar. Let's see, can I bring this a little closer? This is called High on a Hill. Whose little house is this? Is there someone living in you? I feel like you could be my house, 'cause you're just the right shade of blue. I should go back home, I should get on the phone, call my real estate broker and make the offer today. I don't care what I pay, you get me the house 'cause I've got a plan. High on a hill, it seems so small. Oh, but even still, I know I would be safe from winter's chilly winds calling me.
So I'm going to invite us all to relax right where we are, imagining ourselves as that house on the hill. We are the very dwelling place of the divine. And that's the recognition I have in this moment. And so with that centered awareness, I now invite Judy to lead us in a spiritual mind treatment.
For I know in this divinity that is who we are, I know there is one life. And I know that this is God's life, this is Spirit's life, this is pure spirit, and that is who we are. We are that. That is who who we are, infinite intelligence, all love, all beauty, all truth. And in this knowledge of our oneness, our connection to our source, I relax, knowing that all unfolds perfectly, and that the love that we are expands and radiates out to the world. We take this love, we take this beauty, we take this beautiful intelligence, and we expand it, we project it, because that is who we are. And we do this in consciousness now. And knowing that this is the truth, that these words spoken, I impress them upon the immutable law of mind, knowing that they are true. I release, I let it go. I let it be so, I let God be God. I know it is done. And together we say, and so it is.
Ain't it funny how your instincts can lead you to a place where it's easy to remember that you've got to join the race, even when you're feeling like you're never gonna win. Well, someone opens up the door and you walk in. You walk in, saying I'm home. High on a hill, it seems so small. Oh, but even still, I know I would be safe from winter's chilly winds calling me. Whose little house is this? Is there someone living in you? I feel like you could be my house, 'cause you're just the right shade of blue. I should go back home, I should get on the phone, call my real estate broker and make the offer today. I don't care what I pay. You get me the house, 'cause I got me a plan. High on a hill, high on a hill. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, stay there. Yeah, stay there. Isn't she fabulous? Yeah. She's also, she's providing much of our music today.
Yes, thank you.
Oh. You're the one singing, I'm the one who has to have the water. Would you like a little sip of water?
Oh, I would love
Yeah.
it. Thank you.
I know, as a singer, you don't mind
No.
drinking out of the same glass,
Not
I
at
assume.
all. Maybe I'll get some of
As
your-
a singer, we all know that, sometimes you drink out of the same
Amazing.
glass.
Yes.
This is going to be an odd introduction, since I've already introduced you. I love game shows. I really do.
That's so cool.
I love game shows across the board, Jeopardy to Survivor, which is a game show.
Yeah.
It's an extreme game show, but it's a game show.
Oh, yeah.
So Laura has also created a game show that I actually do watch.
Do you?
Yeah.
That's so good.
Called Celebrity Name Game with Craig Ferguson. It's in syndication. Check it out. It's a fun show.
Yeah.
And that's really what was on my mind when I thought that I would introduce you. Now I feel like I should say something more. There's a radiance that exudes from this woman. Can you see it?
Thank you so much.
It's true. It's true. I want you to own that. I really want you to own that. Part of that radiance is what I'm talking about today, and I'm so grateful that you've brought your radiance to share with each and every one of us.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank
It's
you.
beautiful to be here.
So here she is to perform another song, Laura Robinson.
Thank you. Thanks so much. This one's called 30 Summers. Imagine 30 summers with an open heart. And what would you be doing? Shouldn't you just start? 'Cause nobody knows what time has in store. Take care of your life and just walk through the door to your heart. Now the kids are getting older, but the sky is still as blue. And we still have each other and things we want to do. Swim in the lake, take that trip to the coast. All of the things that you wish for the most with your heart. Now I've heard people say that a heart's desire is a gift you must give away. Well, mine is to sing this song for you today. Today. When you think of 30 summers, it seems like it's a lot. But when you count the days out, funny, it's just not. There's so much you can do to make sure that you're there to walk in the sun. And that's how you take care of your heart. I know that you're a dreamer, but you've gotta make it real. Just see your 30 summers and how you wanna feel. Promise you'll take all the life you can live. Be strong and be wise, and don't forget to give from your heart. Now I've heard people say that a heart's desire is a gift you must give away. And mine is to sing this song for you today. Today. So now those 30 summers might mean a little more to you. And if you know what makes you happy, that's what you've gotta do. So starting today, do the things that you should. Please don't you wait, you've just got to be good to your heart. No one can wait, we've all got to be good to our heart. To our heart. To your heart. Got to be good to your heart. Thank you so much.
Laura Robinson, thank you.
Thank you.
The notes I've taken in service so far. You've got to be good to your heart. I'm really touched by that idea, and I'm feeling it very deeply today. I think because in very many ways we are culturalized to not be so good to our hearts. Think about it. Think about your own upbringing. And and this is not to bring back bad memories. If you have, great memories, think about those. If you have memories that are not so great, it's okay to bring them up. Recognize them for what they are. They're simply memories. And to the degree that you allow them to be present in your experience now is the degree to which you are bound by those memories. And so if you're ready to move past that once and for all, simply allow yourself the benefit of knowing that it is being good to your heart to let go of those things. Let go of that which no longer serves you. It may have served you at some point. Those things may have served you at some point. But have a willingness today to simply give over to the love that is in your heart. It is infinite. It is unstoppable. Because it is that very thing that Judy was talking about. It is the energy of the divine. It is the expression of God. At the core of you, the love in your heart is the expression of God, and it so loves that it is showing up as you. These are heady concepts, It's like, what, I'm love? Huh? I don't get that. I don't get it. It's a very odd concept to say that we are the expression of love. And, we teach, I'm actually glad you brought up the creative process. We teach the creative process in a very specific way where, the conscious mind impresses upon the law an idea, and that's what shows up in our experience. And this is all I'm ever talking about. It's all I'm ever talking about. How do we utilize this flow, this creative process, more positively in our experience? So we can create the extraordinary lives which we all seek. That's really all I'm ever talking about. I'm almost to my 200th Sunday here. Yeah. And every single Sunday, I basically say the same thing. I find different ways of saying it. But that's the fundamental premise upon which this entire philosophy is based. Our lives are the result of our thinking. And so, put good thoughts in there. And we're the ones who are in charge of our thinking, right? There's nobody, I don't stand here and say, Judy, you have to think such and such a way. Because you know what? As much as I might try to impress upon her an idea, it's only hers if she accepts it. It's only hers if she is receptive to it. And decides in her own conscious mind to say, yes, I agree with that idea, and so this is how I will move forward. We cannot do anything to anyone using our own minds. The only person we affect using our minds is ourselves. Which then you may ask the question, well, then what does a practitioner do for me? Isn't the practitioner using their mind to know something on my behalf? And the answer is yes. And to the degree that you are receptive to the words and the work of the practitioners, the degree to which you're actually taking on the ideas in your own mind, and therefore you're actually doing the demonstration in your own experience. You're actually creating your life. You're just listening to a practitioner and either agreeing with him or not. You are the ones who are actually doing the work. And that, for me, is actually a good feeling because it helps me to deepen in my understanding that I am 100% responsible for the experience of my life. And I know, through the tools I've learned in this philosophy, how to change things that don't work for me. And I've changed a lot in my life. Change is the only constant. Would you like some water too? I'm happy to give you some water if you don't. Yeah. She's got water from everywhere. That is a powerful mind. Change is the only constant. It's the only thing that we can actually rely on. And here's one of the great things about change. We are not the same people we were when we walked into this space. We are not physically, now think about this. How long have you been sitting in these chairs? Maybe 35 minutes, approximately. You are actually not in the same physical space that you were in 35 minutes ago, although it may seem like it. We are moving so fast throughout this universe. The planet is moving. The solar system is moving. We're in a spinning we're in a spinning galaxy. That galaxy is not in the same position it was 35 minutes ago or 100 years ago. We're constantly moving. We are never occupying the same space at the same time throughout the entirety of our lives, although it may seem similar. Change is the only constant. Yesterday was Global Oneness Day, and that's really what has inspired some of what I have to say today. And it's also inspired by a TED Talk I watched recently, and I love TED. I do. I frequently find deep inspiration in the people who present their work in the TED Talks. There was a talk, and you can look it up. It's actually it's quite a stunning talk called 50 Shades of Gay. And the way that this talk starts is it's this artist, photographer, actress. Well, I see, I'm about to put her in a box. And actually, I've just put her into a whole bunch of boxes. And her whole talk starts off with this: put people in boxes the minute you meet them. Think about it. There are people in this room that you maybe have never spoken to, but I guarantee you have put them in a box. You've observed them, and so they fit into some box that you have in your own mind. We put people into boxes, and we do this on purpose. It's natural. It's natural. I'm not saying that we shouldn't do this. I'm just saying let's expand the concept of the box that we're putting people in first and foremost. And the ultimate expansion of that box is the understanding that we are each of us God, and so there is no box that can contain who we are. But we naturally put people into boxes. We naturally put ourselves into boxes. It's a safety mechanism, so that we have a context under which we can explore this expression of life. That's why we have we're putting ourselves into a context. Now, we tend to seek out people like ourselves, thus this community. We have created boxes around ourselves. We align ourselves with a specific community, and for a period of time in our experience, we come here every Sunday, and we're actually fitting inside a box. We do this, we seek out people like ourselves because it reinforces how we feel about ourselves. And so my goal, my global intention is one of my global intentions is to remind people every single week who they are. That's why it's very important to me. Those three words are so important to me. You are God. You are God. And I choose not to skirt the issue. I don't temper it by saying, oh, you are the allness and the expression of God. No, you are God. And I don't hold back on that anymore in my life. And I used to temper it. But you are God. What I am not saying is, you are the only God. No, what I'm saying is that when we recognize who we are, when we remember who we are, when we know who we are, then that becomes the understanding for every single person we encounter. And so the box that we meet people with when we are introduced to them for the first time is the understanding that you are God and I am God. And let's live this God experience together. The boxes we tend to put ourselves in are just too limiting. They're boxes that lead us to experiences of discord, disharmony, confusion, dis-ease. Ernest Holmes writes, "We cannot enter into peace while we are in a state of confusion. It cannot be done. We cannot manifest love when we have a mental equivalent of hate in our hearts and minds." Sometimes the boxes that we put people in are boxes that are hateful. And I'm not going to get political, but I see this in the political realm quite a bit. Breeding fear is putting people in a hateful box. And so the reaction, if you don't stand up for yourself within that, the reaction may be that you have the mental equivalent of hate at some level in your hearts. And so that's the way your life unfolds. When we step back from that concept and say, I am God. I only know love. I only express love. And every single person that I encounter, all 7 billion faces on this planet, are God. When I approach life from that understanding, then I've eliminated the hate from my mind. And I replace it with only love. For I can only love that which is like me, which is God. We are God, each and every one of us. Ernest Holmes did have a lot of contradictions in the Science of Mind book. And sort of one of my go-tos now it's actually a transcript of a series of lectures he did called the Seminar Lectures, and they've done a transcription of this. If you've never read the Seminar Lectures, I'm probably actually going to have the practitioner students that are studying with me now, I'm probably going to have them all read the Seminar Lectures as part of their work, because he really does clarify a lot of what was not clear in the Science of Mind. One of the most important things that is written in there, and it is written repeatedly, is this idea. The relative is the absolute at the level of the relative. Like, wow, what does that mean? In the teaching of the Science of Mind and Spirit, the relative is the world of form. What we consider the absolute is the world of spirit. And we teach it in that specific way that tends to separate form from spirit. And what he's saying in this quote is, the relative is the absolute. There actually is no separation. This is what he wrote late in his life. This is what he stated late in his life, because the Seminar Lectures, I want to say, are in 1958. He made his transition in 1960. The relative is the absolute. The form is the spirit at the level of expression of the form. And that's all about vibration. That's all about vibration. One of the things that we're talking about a lot in the Wednesday night Prosperity Plus class is vibration, vibrational energy. To what degree are you going to raise your own vibration to more fully embody the spirit, the 100% spirit that you are, and get rid of any concept of the self as being separate from that, because that is ultimately what heals. That is ultimately what heals. So if there's anything that you can look at in your life, just take a moment and just look. Is there some little thing somewhere in your life that you feel needs to be healed? Just allow yourself to bring it to mind. Don't judge it. Don't be afraid of it. Just allow yourself to recognize it for what it is. What it is a vibrational energy that is first taking place in your own mind. That vibrational energy affects the law of cause and effect, and so your life flows. Now, what I want each and every one of us to do is to have that recognition of that thing that we perceive needs to be healed, and recognize at the core of that thing actually is love. Allow love to wash over it right here and right now. It's a mental activity. Allow love to wash over it. Allow love to simply take over intellectually first. It's an intellectual exercise first. And then go a little deeper. Allow the love with a breath to settle in to that heart space. And if it's comfortable, you can put your hands right on your heart. To bring yourself into alignment with only love. Allowing it to go even deeper to that place of feeling. Feeling only love. And with a breath, simply let everything unlike love melt away. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes. And as I look on this beautiful group of people, of beautiful faces, I see only God. I see only God. I introduced Laura by saying she has a radiance, and she does. The truth is, we all share this radiance with you. We are all radiant. If you begin to look at the faces of every single person in this room, if you begin to look at their beingness beyond the physical form, if you look at their beingness, there is a radiance that we all express. We all express this light. This is, it's so funny, now the song that comes to mind is that one from Godspell. You are the light of the world. It's from the Bible. You are the light of the world. Jesus said, you are the light of the world. But if your light is under a bushel, and those are the boxes, right? Basically, replace the word bushel with box. If you put your light under a box, the world can't see you. The world can't see the truth of who you are. And so what I stand for today is to allow us all to break through that box and allow the world to see us for who we are. And that is 100% divine energy. That's the vibration. That's the high vibration. That is it. Light is a high vibration. And that at the core is what we fundamentally are made of. We are all light. So, Global Oneness Day that we celebrated yesterday is about approaching life with an understanding not dissimilar to this. And it is for these kinds of events that I am eternally grateful. I live in gratitude for the understanding and the knowledge. You know, this month is about gratitude, and I haven't really talked about gratitude today. But gratitude is one of those activities that raises that vibrational energy. You know, we had it on the sign last week. Gratitude, I always say, is the fuel and the engine of creation. Because everything that is created, when it is backed by gratitude, boy, boom, it just happens so much more beautifully than you could possibly imagine. Except it is exactly in alignment with exactly what you can imagine. More on that another time. Gratitude for all humanity is what I celebrate on Global Oneness Day. Gratitude for those 7 billion faces. Even those examples of humanity that make you crazy. And those do exist. And it's not always the ones that you think won't drive you crazy, because sometimes the ones that I don't think will drive me crazy are the ones that make me the craziest. I'm about to say this. James Mellon makes me crazy. A lot of the time. He makes me crazy a lot of the time. I love you, James. You know I love you. He is one of my dearest, closest friends, and he was my mentor in this path that I have chosen to be in. And one of the great blessings that I've had in being taught by James Mellon is having partially an understanding of the way I didn't want to approach ministry. There are things that, for me, it just didn't work. And that's okay. And then there are, the people, I love everyone, and everyone drives me crazy. But I'll tell you a secret. The only reason that anyone can drive you crazy is because you've put them in a box. And you've decided that they need to be something rather than allowing them to be who they are. And so this is the lesson for me, to step back from my own sense of any box and allow people to be who they are and uphold them in light, in truth, in love. For when I do that, that's the way they show up in my life, because that is the mental idea, the mental equivalent. The mental equivalent is anything that is in your mind. That's how it's showing up in your experience. And so, the minute I put somebody into a box, that's the way they show up in my experience. The minute I allow myself to see them beyond the bounds of that box, that's the way they show up in my experience, which is why I say, you are God, nothing less. You are love, nothing less. You are life, nothing less. You are light, nothing less. You are the fullness and expression of peace, power, abundance, joy, and beauty, nothing less. You are infinite in your expression. Don't let anyone ever tell you otherwise. Namaste. I want to invite you to take out whatever it is you're offering the center today in terms of a financial contribution. I choose to step up. I am part of the stewardship program in this center, and so I have contributions automatically debited from my checking account on a regular basis. And if you're interested in learning how you can support the center in that fashion, using a checking account or a credit card, have a chat with me. I'm happy to talk to you about that. Whatever it is you're offering the center, hold it in your hand. Recognize it again for what it is, because it too is God. Because if we understand that God is infinite, then there can be nothing that is not God. Because the minute we perceive something as not being God, God is no longer infinite. It's just logic. And so, money is God. Money is the energy of God. As the baskets go around, I want you to offer a blessing over whatever it is you're offering the center, and trust and know that this space, this organization handles your contribution brilliantly and with love. And I am so grateful to each and every one of you for what you give to support this teaching. Let's sing too. What do I have? Feel free to stand up.
What do I have to give? What do I need to live? What do I have to share? What do I do to show I care? What do I have to give? What do I need to live? What do I have to share? What do I do to show I care? What do I have to give? What do I need to live? What do I have to share? What do I do to show I care? What do I give? What do I give? What do I give?
I'll invite Judy to do a blessing over the offering.
So let us bask in this high vibration of gratitude and love and givingness. For I know that the gifts given today and every day, whether they're monetary or gifts of time and talent, and today the gifts of our treasure, I know that they go forth to bless this center, and I give thanks for these blessings. For with these blessings, this center can grow and expand and give to the world. I release these words to the perfect law of mind. I let it go, and together we say, and so it is.
Thank you, Judy. So I do want to, this is where we're putting the announcements down now, by the way. I do want to invite you all to take a look at what the center is offering right now. We have a feng shui workshop, which is coming up in a couple weeks. Really excited about that. Check it out. The information is in the store. 2 feng shui masters are coming in to teach what they know, and it's going to be on a Thursday night. One of the things that I'm really excited about is we're taking it as an opportunity to launch a new idea, which is if we're going to offer a workshop, we're going to look at a way to offer dinner before the workshop. Soup, salad, and dessert. It will be a $10 donation to the center to participate in that. $7 of every $10 donation we receive is being donated to Casa Guatemala this time around. And that's the way I want to do it. We're going to do the dinner offering at cost and whatever we bring in beyond the cost goes directly to a charitable organization. And this time is Casa Guatemala, something near and dear to my heart, which also makes me think we're going to be taking a group to Guatemala. I haven't announced this yet, in May.
Wow.
That is my intention, to go to Guatemala in May, volunteer for a week at Casa Guatemala, which is an orphanage and boarding school for youth in that area, in the area of the Rio Dulce, which is a beautiful, beautiful part of that country on the Caribbean coast. So if you are interested in participating and going with us to Guatemala, please let me know, and we'll start making yes, I see. We will start making those arrangements and start looking at how we're going to plan that out. I also want to remind everyone that we have at the center a benefits program, which is now launched. And the importance of the benefits program, here's what you get with the benefits program. For only $14.95 a month, you get Science of Mind magazine, you get discounts at the store, you get discounts on classes, you get discounts at the Love Ball, which I'm about to talk about, and you get discounts in the neighborhood as well. The cards will be made available to you November 1st. However, if you sign up for the benefits program today, you'll get your Science of Mind magazine for November because they are in stock, and you can then get the discounted price on the Love Ball today. That's the other thing I want to let you know. The Love Ball tickets are on sale as of today. And so you can buy your ticket in the bookstore. They're $45 if you're not a part of the benefits program. They are $39 if you are a part of the benefits program. So check that out in the bookstore. I also want to talk a little bit about sponsorship for the Love Ball. If you are interested in being a sponsor, we'll have different sponsorship levels that afford you also great perks for being a sponsor. And you get a certain number of tickets, and you get recognition and things like that. So if you're interested in being a sponsor, please come talk to me about that. You can talk to Judy about that. You can also talk to Linda about that. Linda, who is not in the room at the moment because she is handling the offering. So there you are. Please check out all that we have to offer. Take a look at what we've got in the bookstore. We've got new stuff coming in all the time. And that's all I have to say on that. All right? Lena.
Did anybody not hand in?
Anyone have any prayer requests? Thank you. As we go into this final moment of the service, this final experience of the service, I'm going to make this your history. Whatever it is now your history. You have put it into this bowl. It no longer belongs to you. I'm holding on to it, and I know exactly what to do with it. And at the end of the day, it does get shredded. I will do treatment over all of these, individual treatments for every single slip of paper tomorrow. I will treat over them right here in this moment with a recognition that all is well in the lives of every single person in this room. That's the truth. And so I'm going to invite you to take a breath as we go into this final moment of service, of celebration with Laura Robinson.
Cracked wide open, waking up, more than a surprise. I remember what's inside, a river in my eyes. And I don't have to make it right, 'cause I was never wrong. Wish I may, wish I might, sing my own new song, call it up to let it go. There's a lighter way, take the lead, you showed me how. Not a price to pay.
And so with a breath, relaxing into this perfect moment, letting go of anything that has preceded this moment, and letting go of any anticipation for what is to come, I invite us all to simply resonate in the here and now. And allowing ourselves in this moment to be cracked wide open to that understanding that there is only one power, one presence, one infinite resource for all that is. There is only love. There is only life. There is only God. There is nothing else. And this is who and what each and every one of us is. We are God. We are God. There is no separation. We are that which is. And so what I claim with this understanding is that everything I hold in my hand in this bowl is a box that is now obliterated. It is no longer required in the experience of any single person in this experience right here and right now. There is a new paradigm implanted in the hearts and minds of every single person right here, right now, that is in infinite, extraordinary greatness. I resonate with this truth, giving over to only this truth, and I know that this no longer has any hold. For the only thing that holds each and every one of us in this experience of life is love. And so I give over to love. I know love. I simply resonate with love. I let love rule. This is complete. And so I allow it to be so in greatness and gratitude. Gratitude for all that is, gratitude for all that has come together to make this experience today possible. I'm grateful for every single person who stepped up, offering their time and their talent in service to this community. Grateful to Helen and Linda, our board members today. I'm grateful to Lori and Jackie setting up. Grateful to Carol and Susan, our greeters today, Chris in the bookstore. Grateful to Carrie and Robert on our sound. Grateful to Jim and Charose on our webcast. I am grateful to Helen with our dynamic kids today. I am in eternal gratitude for Pierre Gautreau, the entire Queen Street Band. I am grateful for Linda and her meditation and the brilliance of Judy Southern. I am grateful. I'm especially grateful for what Laura Robinson has brought to our experience here today and who she is in our experience right here and right now. And so in gratitude for the many gifts that I have received today, and in gratitude for the gifts that we have all received today, I say, it is so. I let it go, I release, and together we say, and so it is.
Finally hear this second chance after all these years, letting go and free to dance, laughing through my tears. Such a gift right where I am, nowhere else to be. Cracked wide open, waking up, you led me back to me. Call it up to let it go, 'cause there's a lighter way. Take the leap, you showed me how. Not a price to pay. Cracked wide open, waking up, more than a surprise.
Laura Robinson. Thank you so much. And so we're going to end the day. The lyrics are in your are on your song sheets. We're going to end the day with "Don't Stop." That's right. Yeah. Do it. Right after Pierre tunes his guitar.
one.